Just got done with this long ass musical journey of these three goofballs, and it is time to review. So, of course, let's get into it. So, hailing from the great state of New York, and of course, coming from Flatbush, New York, Flatbush Zombie is part of Beast Coast, which also features Pro Era, and it does feature Joey Badass on this whole album. And yeah, of course, they're a very goofy, kind of strange trio of lyrical phenomenons that have came to give us this blessing as an album. A little bit too long, but hey, let's just get into it. Now, of course, Flatbush Zombie, as you know, brings in some Pro Era members, and they bring in the best Pro Era member, which is Joey Badass, and of course on the song Vacation, and of course they bring the worst Pro Era member. I think, in my personal opinion, actually not Pro Era, I mean A$AP Rocky. Shit. Okay, they bring the worst A$AP Rocky feature they can find, which is A$AP 12V. Of course, on the song Symphony, I'm like, I wish A$AP Rocky did like another symphony track with them, other than the first one that he had, Ghetto Symphony, but that's just me. Now, the opening track, Hello, it kind of gets a more detailed and kind of sly way to reference Kurt Cobain, because he did the song Smells Like Teen Spirit, where he merged the two words hello with how low. And also, yeah, so I thought that was a little bit like, I just got that. And plus, you have the song Ask Courtney, where they says that Kurt Cobain was killed by his wife, Courtney Love. So I thought that was a very cool opening. And that's not the only assassination they called out on this album. On the next track, they said that Michael Jackson was assassinated, which I think, yeah, I mean, more or less mismanagement, but I get what they're referencing to. Also on the same track, there's this Obama reference, as in they use 44 in reference to Obama, and also a pun for a gun, which I thought that was pretty cool. Also, I thought that the honesty was a superpower line was pretty awesome, like a little nice thing to have. On Vacation, there's this line that Joey Badass says, where he says that blood is thicker than water, word to my daughter, which really caught me for a surprise, because that reference is in referencing to not mixing money and family. And for him to actually say like word to my daughter, I thought that was pretty cool. Also, when it comes to Darko, when he says that whole Rihanna line, I was thinking, damn, Darko is really thirsting for Rihanna. And Darko sounds a bit like Ja Rule, and it doesn't help that he uses Tupac flow on many of these songs. So really, that got infuriating. Hell, he even samples Tupac's Change on the song. On the song Trap, they samples Tupac's Change, and that was actually Meek. But hey, I also thought it was pretty cool that they had a song called Trapped, which reminded me of early Tupac Shakur, which, you know, they have a lot of references to early hip hop, especially on a song like Headstone, where the hook says money over bitches, which is a definitely like Tupac thing to say. Hell, that was his whole slogan for the mob, which he was gang affiliated, but back then it wasn't really cool to actually snitch on yourself like that. So he had to make some type of term that meant for the mob. But I thought that was very cool. Also thought it was very cool that Arch referenced Dead Wrong, and Zombie Juice just starts dropping album names, which he threads in the whole song, like Doggy Style. He also mentions Reasonable Doubt. He also mentioned 400 Degrees by Jada, by I forgot what his name was. Juvenile, now I remember it. He also referenced Juvenile song. album. He mentions Easy Does It by Easy E, The Chronic. He also mentions The Liquid Sword, which I thought was pretty nice. The Diary by Scarface, Super Duper Fly by Missy Elliott. What else did he reference? He mentions The Art of War and The Crossroads by Bone Thugs and Harmony, which I thought that was pretty nice. He mentioned America's Most Wanted. He mentioned Big Daddy Kane, which was pretty awesome. He also mentions Hell is Hot by DMX, which also gets another mention and is pretty cool because this album is called Visit to Hell. So I thought that was pretty awesome. On the song Facts, he also describes the album cover with DMX being covered in blood and shit like that. Which, again, another DMX reference. Yay. There's also a lot of references to lost or lost ones or lost loved ones. Like on Big Shrimp, he says that he stopped drinking lean or some type of drink because he saw his friend died. On You and I, there was a mention of stop smoking because his parents died of cancer. I don't know, both of them did or not, but still pretty nice. On You Are My Sunshine, there was a referencing to how he stopped using drugs because Aesop Yam died, which was also pretty nice. Also, I like the much more shorter tracks like Misunderstood. Usually, I think that 2-minute track shows how lazy an artist is. But in this case, since this is like 19 tracks, I very much appreciate that shit. Oh, yes, and on the last track where he says a real friend would kill you, I wasn't really feeling that track. I'm like, nah, man. But I do like the whole feature where there was this reference to a black man glowing in the sun. I thought that was pretty cool. And there's a lot of references to Black Power, I guess, on this album. Whether it's Best America, where he says that he's not jealous of the white man, or the tribal drums that really takes me back to Africa on the song Ask Courtney, which was pretty cool. Now, on the song The Goddess, I really thought it was annoying how they kept using the word girl, and even at one point they say, oh man, I know this is cliche, but I like girls who like girls. But I did like that line where he said, you're acting petty instead of pretty. I really thought that was a cool line. But I am a little bit baffled why you have a song like Goddess, but then on the next track, you have uncredited female vocals. I even hear a gospel choir full of females. How come you didn't name them? Oh, yes, and on the song Crown, I thought Portugal did a pretty okay job. You know, the samples in the background, I think they diluted the band's voice a little bit too much for me to enjoy it that much. And the next track, I really liked the opera sampled vocals, which I thought that was pretty cool. You know, pretty nice track. Oh, yes, and I'm also pretty cool with the song Real Girls, which, you know, I guess is a film pun, and how they have that line where it says, I'll make you strip like NASA, or NASCAR. I mean, shit, what am I on? I'm on whatever these guys are on. But really, this is a cool album. You know, I kind of thought that Darko's voice sounded too much like Tupac, and at points he did sound like J-Ro or J-Rule, Ja Rule, shit, Ja Rule. But other than that, and I also thought that this album was a little bit too damn long. But hey, other than that, I'm gonna give this album overall a 8. It's a pretty good album. Now, please like, subscribe, and share this video, and I'm out, guys.